Hi, children. I'm really happy to welcome you all to attend this video session for class 5 on the subject mathematics. Are you all ready, children? Yes, I hope you're all ready. So, we don't want to waste any time. So, let us begin the unit 3. So, the topic we are going to learn in unit 3 is patterns. So under patterns, first we are going to learn about tiles. So before going into the definition of tiles, in our house or in our school, you could see the floor is filled with tiles. Okay. So let us know what is the definition of tiles or how it is done. Okay. So a tiling of a plane is a collection of subsets of the plane. I'll repeat again. A tiling of the plane is a collection of subsets of the plane. That is, tiles which cover the plane without gaps or overlaps. So when you look at the tiles in your house or when you look at the tiles some other place, just look at them closely. Okay, so when you look at them closely, when you observe them, you could see that there is no gaps between them, or one tile is not placed over the other. There is no overlapping of tiles. Okay, so it has a pattern. There is a pattern of applying the tiles. Now let us see some examples of tiles. So here is the first example. As you can see, it is of a different pattern. Okay, next you have a different shape. A different shape is followed, and this is another example of tiles. Okay, so now let us move on to the next one. Types of angles. So this topic, types of angles, you would have learned in your first term itself. So now we are going to recall what are the types of angles that you have learned. Okay, let us begin. So a ray is there and another ray lies on the ray. Okay, so when two rays lie over the other, there is no angle formed. So the no angle can be said as zero angle. So it is zero angle. So the zero angle measurement is equal to 0 degrees. Next, so another ray is there and one more ray. So when two rays meet at a point, an angle is formed. So what kind of angle is this? It is an acute angle. It is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. Yes, this and all you have learnt it. We are just recalling the topics. Now again, one more ray is lying and one more ray is horizontal and one is vertical. Now there is an angle formed. Now what type of angle is this? Yes, very good. It is right angle. For the right angle, the degree will always be 90 degrees. Okay. Next we are going to see. Now, can you name what type of angle is this? It is more than 90 degrees. So what type of angle is this? It is obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. Now look at this. It is a straight line. Yes, two rays are joined together such that it makes a straight line. So there is an angle formed. So what type of angle is this? Straight angle, which is equal to 180 degrees. Very good. So this is the types of angles we have learnt. Now let us learn something called as an equilateral triangle. You all know that a triangle has 3 sides, 3 vertices. Yes. So now what is the special thing called equilateral triangle? An equilateral triangle is a triangle in which all 3 sides have the same length. Okay. So all the 3 sides, the triangle has 3 sides and all the 3 sides will have the same length. Next, What about the angles in a triangle? All the three angles in an equilateral triangle will be equal to 60 degrees. Okay, there are three angles and all the three will be equal to what? 60 degrees. Yes. So now look at this triangle. So all the three angles are marked and all are 60 degrees. What about the sides? There is a line denoting there on the line. This line denotes that all the three sides are same. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next one, where we are going to use the three angles in a equilateral triangle. Just now we just saw the angles in a equilateral triangle. There are three angles and all the three angles are 60 degrees. So first I'm going to take one angle. Okay. Next I'm going to add it. Second I'm going to take the same angle. No, the same angle, the three. Okay, the three, among the three, the second angle. Next I'm going to add the third angle. Okay, so there are three angles in a triangle, so I've added all the three. So what is the measure of the first angle? 60 plus the angle 60 plus the other angle 60. So adding 60 plus 60 plus 60 is equal to how much? 180 degrees. So this 180 degrees, just now we recalled the types of angles. What is the name of the angle that is equal to 180 degrees? Straight angle. So I have just denoted all the three angles in the form of 180 degrees. Because when I add all the angles in an equilateral triangle, they sum up to 180 degrees. Okay. Now this 180, if I want to divide it by 3, because there are three angles, right? For an equilateral triangle? Yes. So 180 is divided by 3. What is the answer? It is 60 degrees. Yes? Clear, children? Okay. So now we will move on to the next topic. Angle of regular hexagon using equilateral triangle. So we are going to use the equilateral triangle and find the angle of a regular hexagon. So before that, finding the angle of a regular hexagon, let us just recall what is a hexagon. So here I have given the diagram of a hexagon. We'll move on to the definition. A hexagon is a polygon that has 6 sides and 6 angles. So hexagon is a polygon that has 6 sides and 6 angles. So you have 6 sides and 6 angles in a hexagon. Now we talked about regular hexagon. So let us know what is a regular hexagon. A hexagon in which all the sides and angles are equal is called as a regular hexagon. A hexagon in which all the sides and angles are equal is called as a regular hexagon. So similar to an equilateral triangle, right? Yes. So here also the angles and the sides are equal. In equilateral triangle also the angles and the sides will be equal in measurement. Okay. So now we are going to find the angle of regular hexagon using equilateral triangle. So now we have the regular hexagon. For this regular hexagon, we are going to find the angles using an equilateral triangle. So first I am going to take this regular hexagon and I'm going to divide it into 6 equilateral triangles. Okay. Now can you look at this? Yes? Yes. So when you look at this, you have 6 equilateral triangles, and since we know that all the 3 angles in an equilateral triangle will be 60 degrees, I have marked the angles for each of the equilateral triangles. Okay. Now when I look into this diagram, at the center of the regular hexagon, there are 6 angles. So these 6 angles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one of them and I'm going to add. Now let me show that. So first we are going to take the first angle at the center plus the second angle, next the third angle, next the fourth, next fifth and sixth. So for each, if the measure is added, 60 plus 60, next 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60, that is equal to how much? 360 degrees. So when I add all the 6 angles at the center, how much am I getting? It is 360 degrees. So angle at the center of a regular hexagon is how much, ma? 360 degrees. Yes. Now for vertex, what should I do for finding the angle at the vertex? The same diagram I have taken. Angle at the center of regular hexagon is 360 degrees. Okay, so just now we found out by adding all the 6 angles, we got 360 degrees. Now this angle is also called as the angle of a circle. Is also called as the angle of a circle. Angle at each vertex of a regular hexagon. So to find the angle of each vertex, so here if I have to name this, so each vertex I'm going to take means, in first vertex let it be 2 angles. So for each vertex there are 2 angles. Yes, so add the 2 angles, 60 plus 60. Okay, so adding the angles, 60 plus 60, that is what I've done in diagram. So 60 plus 60, when you add it up, it sums to 120 degrees. That is what angle at each vertex of a regular hexagon is, 120 degrees. Okay, so we have found the angle at the center of a regular hexagon as well as the vertex of each vertex of a regular hexagon. Yes, so we have used equilateral triangle to find the angle of a regular hexagon. Understood, children? Now let us move on to finding the angle of a square. Do you all remember the definition of a square? Yes? Yes. A square is a two-dimensional shape with all the 4 sides equal in length. Okay, so it is a 2D shape with all the 4 sides equal in length. Now if I want to find the angle, okay, so first I have to divide the square like this. Okay, so when I divide it, I find that an angle is formed which is making 90 degrees with all the 4 sides. Okay, at the center, when you look at the center, it is 90 degrees. Okay, there are 4 angles and all the 4 angles will be 90 degrees. Now the shape formed at the center by marking all the angles is a circle. So when I mark all the angles at the center, all the angles will make a shape as a circle. Now the angle of the circle is 360 degrees. Okay, this is known. The angle of the circle is 360 degrees. Now that 360 degrees, I am going to divide it by 4 because the circle shape formed at the center of the square is divided into 4 angles. Okay, so that 360 degrees is divided by 4. So when I divide 360 by 4, it is 90 degrees. Yes. Now we'll start the exercise 3.1. Here I am going to explain only the first sum. Okay, the notes I will send you the second sum. We are going to do the first subdivision alone. Exercise 3.1. Find the angle of the given shapes using the equilateral triangle. Okay, so the first shape I am going to take. Solution. So first I have taken that shape, I have drawn that shape. Next I am going to name each vertex of that shape. Okay, so first A, next B, C and D. Now I'm going to divide it. Okay, so one partition I have done. So now when you look at the shape, can you remember the shape? The shape is a trapezium. Okay, so it is a trapezium and the name is ABCD. Now when you look closely at this shape, it is divided into 3 triangles. Yes, so now let us continue the solution. So here I mark the angle for the vertex A. Similarly for vertex B. But for C, there's a line dividing the angle. So it has 2 angles. The angle is partitioned into 2 angles. Okay. Similarly for D. Okay. So there are 2 angles. The angle is divided into 2. I can say like that. Yes. Now, here at the center, you have the 180 degrees formation. Yes. Now, the given shape is a trapezium. Name the trapezium as ABCD. So this we have done it. Next, divide the trapezium into 3 equilateral triangles. So whatever I have done, I have just written down. Okay, so divide the trapezium into 3 equilateral triangles. Now, for vertex A, what would be the angle? Remember, I have said it is an equilateral triangle. Yes. So, in an equilateral triangle, all the 3 angles will be equal to 60 degrees. So, what will be angle A? It is 60 degrees. Now, what about the vertex B? That is also 60 degrees. Now, listen carefully. Angle C. What happens there? It is divided into 2 angles. Okay. So here, since it is an equilateral triangle and that is also an equilateral triangle, you can say that angle C is equal to 60 plus 60. That is equal to, you will get 120 degrees. Similarly, for D. What is the angle for D? It is also similar to C. Okay. The line divides the angle into 2 halves. So angle D is equal to 60 degrees plus 60 degrees. So like this you can find what are the angles in the given shape. Okay. We'll do it in the notes for the second sum. Next, we'll move on to the question number 2. Find the angles of a rectangle using a circle. Find the angles of a rectangle using a circle. So, we are going to use a circle to find the angles in a rectangle. Solution. So, I have taken a rectangle. I have divided into 4 parts. Yes. Now, each part has an angle. Okay. That angle will be equal to 90 degrees. Now, when I take all the angles, okay, they resemble a circle. The shape formed at the center by marking all the angles is a circle. Yes, just now we learned in the notes that angle of a circle is 360 degrees. So, if I want to find the angle of a rectangle, I need to divide 360 divided by 4. Yes, because 4 angles are formed at the center. So, 360 divided by 4 will give me 90 degrees. That is the angle of a rectangle. Okay. So, with this we are completed. So, thank you children. Bye ma.